progressive.
Okay, and 26% went for Al Sayed. So, you know, and now the number that that Whitmer got out of Wayne, there's the Wayne County number for Whitmer was 44%. Was 44%. So I think, like, if you're Stevens, right, you want to try to move that number close to 50% out of Wayne. So you want this, you know, you want this 36 number to be over 50. You know, you want to be winning Detroit. You want to be winning Detroit by a very, you know, substantial margin tonight.
So, Steve, just to reset, what's the statewide look like? Just remind us where we are statewide with this new vote coming in.
And that knocked, now take a look at this. Now we're over a third of the vote statewide. That was a big batch right there. And again, this has been the shrinking margin. That is now 3.1 that separates Stevens from Al Sayed. This has, I think, starting at about 16, 17% of the vote. We were looking at Al Sayed by 8. Every update since, almost without fail, this has it just ticked. Now it just ticked down to 3. Adam, what just came in? Anything meaningful?
I
think we got a race.
Update. We got a bunch of Kent. Nothing meaningful just in the last 10 seconds there.
Okay, but we did get a lot of Kent.
Yes.
Now this must be election day.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, do we think we have how much of the election day vote do we think we have in Kent? This becomes a key question. This is where Grand Rapids is. This is a big piece of the puzzle.
About 60% of election day, according to our current tracker.
We have about 60% of the election day, and how much of the vote by mail do we think we have?
44%.
Okay, so there is more. Now we got to run a few numbers on this, but
I mean, Grand Rapids is interesting because I think that Stevens was there today. I want to say, do I have that right? Yesterday and today. I mean, like this is another place that you have been targeting. Yeah, exactly. Spending some time there for sure. So, Steve, we're gonna live in this for a second, bud, because watching you think is entertaining for all.
What was that election day vote that just came in? How did it break?
It broke overwhelmingly for El Sayed. Yeah. Trying to take a look here. It was 80% for El Sayed and 19% for Stevens.
Okay, I mean, this is a great example, folks, because we're saying that election day.
Okay, we're going to take Wesley Bell. He's giving his victory speech.
He was challenged by Cori Bush, who wanted her old seat back, and the incumbent won. Let's listen in. He's addressing his supporters.
You know what? There is a lot of noise that you hear during campaigns. There's a lot of chatter. There's national headlines, and everybody has an opinion. But we approach this from in a very simple way. We are going to work for the people right here in St. Louis. We understand that there's issues happening, and we'll take those issues seriously all over the country, all over the world. But the vision that I see for this place is a magnificent vision. When we think about all of the division that we hear, I think it is important that we focus on what this place can be. When I was a professor, I used to tell my students all the time, I want you to see me, I want you to see you how I see you. I see the potential in these young people, in my students. And I'm using that as an anecdote because when I think about this region, I see a region that is a sleeping giant. I see a region that has not seen its best days. But it's going to require us coming together, working together. That doesn't mean we agree on every single issue. But it does mean that we care about our babies here in St. Louis. It does mean that we care about our seniors right here in this region. It means that we care about working families that are having to make a decision whether they can fill up the entire tank or skip a meal. And so when we think about all that noise that was going on, I got a tremendous...
He seems to have the charisma of a wet rag.
And we just got to work. There were people who say, well, what about this? You know what? We got work to do. What about what's happening over here on the East Coast? We got work to do. When the biggest killer of our young people is gun violence, don't tell me what's happening on the other side of the country. So,
who's telling you what's going on the other side of the country?
Theta, how you doing? There's a lot of local leaders and elected officials who do this work and understand how tough this work is. And I want to make sure that we thank them. Do we have some in the room right now? Right here, dog. For our labor folks. Folks doing the work, making sure that working families have decent wages, safe working conditions. And the fight that they do is the fight for every single American. Our faith leaders. Come on, y'all got to give it up. Campaign volunteers. Let's start with them. Listen, I got some officers that work with me. And last time we were here 2 years ago, we took a picture and everybody was happy except these two. And I know they doing their job keeping us safe, but just a little smile so we can get one picture. Come on, Clay, you can do it. But those organizers and campaign volunteers, just tremendous work. When we see them, the doors, the canvassing, the mailers, the postcards, but also what we emphasize to our folks, anybody that's working with us, you work hard, but you do it with a smile. When someone comes to you and they want to challenge you, you kill them with kindness. We're going to set an example of what not only campaigning, but what this life, how we're supposed to deal with each other in life. I want to thank the voters who chose.
Wesley Bell in Missouri's 1st District there. The incumbent secures the nomination once again, and likely in this solid Democrat seat, gets to serve another 2 years. Take up Rubashkin.
He's headed back to Congress. This is one seat the Missouri Republicans didn't try and gerrymander out of existence when they revisited the map. Again, we'll see what happens next year. Now that the Voting Rights Act has essentially lost its teeth, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some effort among Missouri Republicans to at least talk about what to do with the 1st District. But for the time being, Wesley Bell gets another 2 years.
Erica Filter, let's go back to Michigan. And while we wait for more results to come in that marquee Senate primary.
But anyway, so look, El Sayed's going to win Charlevoix, okay? Again, the demographic here is this is not just white working class. This is, you got liberal, progressive, some money here too, some of that. But in terms of benchmarks here, right? Whitmer, 64% of the vote in Charlevoix County in 2018. Biden got 54%, right? And then Clinton got buried here. She got 37% in 2016. And yet we continue to say, I'm giving you the Clinton number, but the Clinton number is always going to be, almost always going to be the low one, with the big caveat that she really made up, almost completely made up for it in Wayne. We don't think even if Wayne goes Stevens' way, she's going to make up for it. So again, these become the more applicable benchmarks for her, and she's running south of it. She's running 20 points south of Whitmer, 10 of the Biden number here. And again, we've seen this, we saw it here, tiny, but we saw it. We're seeing it in Charlevoix. Any other near completed in the northern part? Alcona, we saw it in Alcona, didn't we?
Yes. Watch out with that water. Misaki, Delta.
Mississauga, Delta. Did we do Delta? Yeah, Delta we showed. Yeah.
Delta, yeah, and they're still not even complete. I'm just trying to.
Is there any, I'm saying UP, is there any, Northern Michigan, is there any just other close to complete counties?
Cass, we're at 85, but that's about it.
Cass, we're at 85. Did we go through this one yet? Okay, I think we might have, but if you remember this, you have better memory than me. I know we touched Cass. I don't know if we did the benchmarks. We're not complete yet. Stevens leads this thing right now, 47-44. We're at 85%. Whitmer got 60 here. Okay, 63 was the Biden number here, and 48 was the Clinton 16 number, right? Now you're not. We keep talking about that zone of overperformance for Whitmer. We're not in that anymore. Okay, you're getting South Bend, Indiana, almost more of a Chicago influence. This part of Michigan here, southwestern Michigan. So you're away from Lansing here, and Stevens is running at 47. And again, benchmarks there close to 60 or so realistically. Question being, is what's left vote by mail?
In Cass specifically, yeah. Let me take a look.
That's
that's what it looks like.
Vote by mail, and roughly how many vote by mail ballots do you think it is?
1,400.
1,400. So if she went nuts with what's left and won it by, well, that would be interesting. Let's play that out. 1,400. What's she winning the vote by mail by?
Pulling it up.
Okay.
She is currently winning it by 59-28.
So there's a lot of McMorrow here.
What's that?
McMorrow's picking up. Well, yeah, McMorrow's picking up like 13%.
13%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, the vote by mail people would have cast this before. Okay, so 31-point margin. Okay, 440. So that would net out to about an additional 420. It's a 31-point margin for an additional 420 vote margin. So it would be a margin of about 500. If she wins it by 500 votes. And what's the expected vote in Cass County?
The expected, this is where we see a little bit of imbalance because our estimated remaining mail vote is 1,400. Overall, it looks like 600. I think there's some reconciliation.
Wait, say what looks like 600?
That 84% that you see there expects 600 more votes for the county.
Oh, I see.
In our per mode estimates, it's a higher number.
Right. It expects 600. So this might be okay. Let's play the game here.
Yeah.
This is very risky, but let's take the expected vote and use. Let's say there are 1,400 votes left. What would that bring the expected vote to? That would, I'm assuming this doesn't include, then it would probably be 1,400 votes because I don't see other. No, I mean the total. We've got 25. We got about 2,800 in right now. What would the total expected vote be? So you're saying about 4,200.
I see what you're saying. Yes, exactly.
We'd be at 4,200.
Yep.
Okay, and she wins by 5 with McMorrow getting about 420, and so she wins. She's winning by about 5 points. She wins by 500 votes, I should say, right? So 4,200, 38, 37, 80. So 2140.
It seems like what was it, $60 million? Seems like a waste of $60 million.
If that were all to be, she would land at about 51%. Stevens would land at 51%. So, look, we're saying we're going with the highest remaining vote number here, which we're not even sure is. Sorry, Decision Desk. But we're going with the highest one, and we're extrapolating 59-28 Stevens, for the remaining, a 31-point margin. And what would that do if that were to happen? Oh, shoot, it would get her to 51%, right? And I mean, you just saw it, right? The Whitmer-Biden numbers were in the low 60s. So even with a boost here, that's what we just saw elsewhere, too. I forgot the county, Charlevoix, 10 points south of what I think a realistic benchmark is. Anywhere else big coming in or close to 100?
Yeah, another one that looks complete.
So she's probably not going to be able to overtake it.
County just
home of Big Rapids.
95% in.
Oh, and this is a college town. Ferris State University is here. Okay, let's talk Mecosta. Stevens wins it, 51-45. Let's go to our trusty benchmarks. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, Whitmer 63. She just did really well in this part of the state. Whitmer got a 63 here. Biden only got 50. And Clinton got 39. One thing that's interesting, I don't know, right? This Whitmer primary in 2018 was in the summer, right? These two primaries were during the academic year. Ferris State. Did that make this more progressive friendly versus the Whitmer number? I don't know. Whitmer was also doing really well. So again, if we really zoom in on the Biden and Whitmer numbers, it's 50 and 63. Here, Stevens hits just a point north of, but she does hit the Biden number. So she does hit the Biden number. So this is not a bad number here for Stevens. It's just if she's missing it elsewhere, if she misses it in other counties, places like Cass.
Never underestimate the ability of a frumpy, short little white girl with a big ass and titties.
Again, the opportunity
impress the
for her
black
to make up for
population.
a little bit in Wayne County, to make up for it a lot in Wayne County, is also there. Do we have other completed?
Yeah, a little bit further up, Oscoda County, near complete.
Okay. 95. So this is northern Michigan. Okay, this is not, this is blue collar Michigan right here. And let's do our benchmarks. 64, right? Whitmer cleaned up. She got 64. Biden up here got 60. Clinton, again, she got, crushed up here. 45 is what she got. And there's Stevens landing at 58. But it is a little bit, it's not to the extent we've seen elsewhere, but it still lands south of that Biden and that Whitmer number. Again, small county. What else we got that's and again, I don't want to lose track of the statewide. We've ticked up a little bit more. We're at 38%. It's a 3.1 point margin. Alside over Stevens. Has there been anything from a significant county of size that's come in the last couple minutes?
Yeah, we just got another 2,000 votes out of Kent. It looks like it's more mail update and probably from one of these outside Grand Rapids municipalities. I don't have exact numbers.
Yeah.
But Stevens does win this batch 49.5 to 44.
Geez. So even outside of Grand Rapids,
yeah,
her vote, the vote by mail, she only wins it by 5.
Yeah.
Right. And it does. How many rough votes was that?
2,000.
Right. And so it took us from 20 to 22,000 vote by mail counted. And it ticked her to 31.6. Okay, again, there is still.
What the fuck?
There is still a long way from here to 100, though, right? So.
Thanandar
can she engineer
has pulled
something
ahead.
where she gets up to 40 plus, which I think she probably has to do. I'm looking at Oakland. We do have some more Oakland. Oh, do we have completed Oakland municipalities? I think that might be the most useful thing we can do right now.
I don't have that for you right now.
Hey, Warlord.
Continue to work on that. I think we got a little distracted, but I'll get back to it.
Go ahead and do that, because shout if you have any completed Oakland municipality, because I'm sorry I got distracted in Mecosta. No offense to Mecosta, but that's going to be hugely significant. Okay, do we have more Ingham County here? We do have more Ingham coming in.
I think you're going to pull it out. These results have been somewhat surprising.
State capital. We knew this was going to be a big place for Al Sayed. Needs to be. More vote does come in there, and that does likely election day vote, just because it was so clearly pro Al Sayed. That might have ticked him up statewide. But what that also does is that affects the 7th district congressional race. Yeah. Okay. See what just happened here? We said if Lawrence could kind of hold his own outside of Ingham County, right, it was expected this is where he's going to really hit pay dirt in Ingham County. And so what's happened here around, right, we've got most of the...
Why is water wet, Warlord? What did Perez do?
You know, Mazdan separated himself a little bit here, but they're so split that Lawrence, the left-wing candidate in a county that not necessarily conducive to it on paper, looks like he's going to win that county, okay? Then, you know, we don't have anything yet from Clinton County. You know, Shiawassee County. Now here, Lawrence is likely, this is the most kind of rural. It's small in terms of its share of this district. It's kind of the most rural, getting away from Lansing. And so Lawrence, you know, running third right here, although not getting blown out. And again, it's not like one of these two candidates has separated where they can build a big margin over Lawrence that'll help them catch him district-wide. Then go down to Livingston County.
So did I.
Same dynamic as you just saw in Eaton County. Go over to Oakland County. This sliver of Oakland is like 5% of the district.
I was not bloody or had a knife.
Ahead here, 5/6 of the vote counted. But that is, I would say, everything I just took you through is Lawrence holding his own. And that was the name of the game for his campaign, hold their own. And
I mean, was it real, or was he doing like the Ariana Grande video, which dropped like 2 days ago?
Almost half the vote in the district comes out of this county, and look what Lawrence is doing.
Context, friend, context.
Still divided opposition, just much smaller slice of the pie for them to divide up. And so what that does district-wide, with half the vote in, I'm going to zoom in on this. I know I'm like losing it. Okay, with half the vote in, yeah, Lawrence is back up double digits here with still a ton of vote to come from Ingham County. So this is, okay, we said in a way this was a version of the Senate primary, okay? At least the Senate primary as it originally was playing out. The Senate primary originally, Democratic primary, was playing out as a three-way race, right? McMorrow was in the race, Stevens was in the race, and then you had Al Sayed. Now, McMorrow got out of that race, but the question about Al Sayed was, can he win this primary? And then, interestingly, this would be a left-wing candidate trying to win in a red state. And the story in this district was, could the left-wing candidate, right, win the three-way primary and then try to win in a red district? Trump won this by a point, right? 2020, Biden won this by a point. Currently represented by and unopposed in tonight's Republican primary, Tom Barrett. Barrett won the seat in 2024. Alyssa Slotkin had held it, left it to run for the Senate, you know, and Tom Barrett picked up the seat in 2024. So this is going to be, if Lawrence does indeed hold on here and win this, no check mark yet, but if he does indeed hold on and win this, this is going to be a congressional district level test of everything that's being talked about statewide with Al Sayed. You know, Lawrence, again, this is a guy who created the Sunrise Movement, far left platform, endorsed by Bernie Sanders, you know, checks off a lot of those same boxes that Al Sayed does. And so this is going to be potential. I say, let's wait for a check mark, but if it does become that, this is a district-wide test of that. And I think one of the interesting things in this race is when initially the field kind of took shape here, national Democrats were very excited about Brink. Brink coming in as the former ambassador to Ukraine, bringing those credentials. They were excited about her. And then Mazdan.
Yeah, it appears that was all staged. It was just a bit.
Similar, you know, sort of ideological profile to Brink. And Slotkin, senator now, used to be
Big Ben. We're going to get Washington in like 9 minutes, and it's probably going to be like a deluge. We're going to,
you know, in the area.
We're going to know results pretty quickly.
Why she did that, because I think a lot of them looked at this and said, did that help a candidate who was only going to split the vote with another candidate in the same lane, thereby allowing the third candidate.
My life, for each opportunity and for each one of you. Everything that we have comes from him. I also want to thank my
This is John James, the Republican candidate for governor.
They are the reason why I fight so hard for Michigan's future. Thank you for your sacrifices. I love you. And I also want to thank President Trump for his endorsement, his friendship, and his steadfast belief in the American people. And to every volunteer and supporter who poured your time, energy, and prayers into this cause, this victory belongs to you. The primary is over. Now we come together. One team, one fight, one mission to save Michigan. To those who supported me, thank you. And for those who did not, I'm going to work every single day to earn your trust. And to every Michigander who feels politically homeless, who loves this state, works hard, and believes in common sense and wonders whether anyone in government still sees you, I see you. I'm for you. And there's a place for you in this campaign. Tonight marks the beginning of Michigan's comeback, but we have to be honest about where we are. Michigan's families are paying some of the highest gasoline prices in the Midwest. Our unemployment rate's among the highest in America. Our children are falling behind. Our infrastructure is crumbling, and too many of our young people are leaving to find opportunities somewhere else. But don't worry, Benson and the Democrats will just blame Trump because they think you'll fall for it. But we're smarter than that. Here's the truth. The president's occupied the White House for less than half the time that Benson's held power in Lansing. For nearly 8 years, Jocelyn Benson's been a part of the Michigan Democratic leadership. For 2 full years under President Biden, Democrats had a trifecta in Lansing. They have the power. They passed their agenda. Now they're spending roughly $20 billion more than Michigan spent at the height of COVID. Our state budget's nearly 50% larger than it was under Governor Snyder. Does your child's school feel 50% better? How about your health care? How about your damn roads? Michigan now ranks 46th out of 50 states overall. 46th. That's 11 spots worse than California. We rank 45th in education, 43rd in our economy, 42nd in our infrastructure. Our 4th graders rank 44th in reading. 45 states are doing better than Michigan, and every one of them has the same president we do. Jocelyn Benson promises a new direction, but she has been a part of the leadership that got us lost in the first place. Now she's teaming up with Abdul El Sayed, the Midwest Mamdani, to impose a socialist agenda that's never worked anywhere it's been tried. Look, Michigan does not lack talent. We do not lack resources, but Michigan lacks proven, tested leadership where it matters the most. I've spent my life answering the call. I'm a veteran. After September 11th, I served our nation in combat and learned to bring people together from different backgrounds to accomplish tough missions. After the recession, I worked with my father and my brother, and we helped grow jobs in Detroit when families needed work and dignity and hope. I'm a congressman. I helped cut taxes, secure our border, end vehicle mandates, save suffrage, and protect Medicaid for vulnerable people. Now I'm answering the call to come home. Michigan is on fire. I've always run toward the fire. This November, the choice will be clear. We offer freedom, they offer socialism. We offer change, they offer continued decline. We offer common sense, they offer crazy. But we should never underestimate how pain and desperation make false promises sound like hope. That doesn't make socialism compassionate or workable or even viable. It is none of those things. It means we must listen to people failed by the status quo and answer their pain with solutions that actually work. They don't want bureaucrats controlling their lives. They want groceries they can afford, homes they can buy, schools that will teach their children to read. They want safe streets, reliable electricity, decent health care, and a job that pays enough to raise a family on a single income. Our fellow Michiganders just want the pain to stop. But socialism will not stop that pain. It will deepen that pain. It will spread that pain, and eventually it will make that pain permanent. We cannot merely condemn socialism. We must expose it for the lie it is and show Michigan a better way. We must prove that freedom works, free enterprise works, lower taxes work, enforcing the law works, phonics works, strong families, faith, and freedom works. We will cut taxes, lower your energy bills. We're going to cut taxes. We're going to lower your energy bills. We're going to protect Medicaid for those who need it while stopping fraud and abuse for those who would steal from it. Yes. We're going to restore excellence and accountability and parental rights to our schools. We will support law enforcement, protect victims, and keep violent criminals off our streets. We're going to rebuild our roads and our bridges and our water systems and our electric grid with transparency and accountability. And we're going to make Michigan a state where our children can build their futures, not one they feel forced to leave. I know the American dream works because my family lived it. The son of a slave became a sharecropper. The son of a sharecropper became a mason. The son of a mason became a truck driver. And that son of a truck driver stands before you here tonight, the nominee from the party of Abraham Lincoln, 90 days away from becoming Michigan's first black governor. All glory and all praise and all honor to God. I am just a servant. I am here to submit to the Lord and serve all of his people, all 10 million of us.
Submit.
I'm not standing here because of
what a beta mill would do.
I'm standing here by the grace of God and through the sacrifices of my family and because the American dream is real. To my children, to my nieces and nephews, and to all of yours out there, you were created in the image of God and built for a purpose. You are not victims of history. You are the founders of the future. Freedom, not socialism, is your birthright. Michigan is made for more, and so are you. So tonight, I ask every Michigander, Republican, Democrat, Independent, none of the above, I don't care. Join us. Join us.
One of us.
If you want your children and your grandchildren to build their futures here, join us. If you want your children to stay in Michigan and not necessarily in your basement, your movement is with us. This is bigger than any one party. We are all Michiganders, and we're all one nation under God. This future is about our home. And I'm here to tell you, hope.
Yeah, Kornacki is running down Oregon here.
Democrats, Republicans, they run on everybody runs on the same ballot. And what's going to happen is the counties.
I mean, Washington, I'm sorry.
You're going to get tons of vote all at once from these counties. And then the rest of it, it's a slow trickle that can take through the night. It could take days. That's
Mox, I'm just meeting the candidates, and I'm horny for the woman. Jocelyn Benson.
For instance, the 3rd district. This is one obviously
really liked her.
A lot of attention this November. Marie Perez, the Democratic incumbent here. John Braun, expected to be the Republican candidate who comes through this top 2 primary. Other candidates here. The context here, Trump district. You know, Perez represents a district that was won by Donald Trump. You know, he won it in 24, he won it in 20. The thing we're looking for tonight is not who's going to advance to the general election, but is there some kind of a readout here on the relative strength of the two candidates and the 2 parties, right? It's more than just Democrats, Republicans. Every party's on here, but can we see that 2-party vote which we won't really know for sure. We won't know the full vote for a couple days till all the results come in. But do we get a feel for is there an advantage to one side or the other here? We can talk about that, the significance of that.
It's actually a good question, Warlord.
Here, the Republican incumbent, Dan Newhouse, not running for re-election, overwhelmingly Republican district. So we would expect the Republican to win here. The question is which one. The 5th district, Spokane, based here. Most of the vote comes from Spokane. The interesting thing in this race is the incumbent, Michael Baumgartner. This is a reach target for Democrats this November. Trump won it by 11 points. Carmela Conroy ran against Baumgartner last time. This is one of those, you're seeing this in some key Senate races. This is an independent who's kind of running on a lot of Democratic themes. Can he get to the general election? Sorry. We're going.
Kornacki, are you okay? Oh, he's got somebody in his IFB. Ooh, we have a call. That's supposedly the progressive.
Okay.
It looks like Syed is starting to pull away now. After Stevens inched closer and closer, Al Syed has started to pull away.
Bernanke joins us from the big board. Steve, we got to get right to Michigan. What do you have there?
Yeah, you were talking about that 7th congressional district race, and there it is. This is sort of a microcosm in a way of the dynamics we've been talking about in the Senate race, where Lawrence, the very progressive, candidate here of the left, is going to win this, has won this primary, and the context is Trump won the district. This is a swing district that Trump won. Lawrence, a candidate of the left, will be the Democratic nominee against Tom Barrett, who was elected in 2024 in this district. So the question we've been asking statewide of if Al Syed wins the Democratic primary, what would that mean in terms of a swing state that Donald Trump won and the implications for Senate control? Well, we're seeing this now. We're going to see this at the House level in the same state, because this 7th district, around Lansing and then Livingston County, they're getting closer to Detroit. You are going to see a candidate very much part of that left-wing insurgency who's won this primary in a Trump district.
So what about the big Senate race there, Steve? Are we getting in any more vote there?
Yeah, we did. So we're up to 44%, and you can see Al Syed's lead now has moved up to close to 4 points, meaning, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I think we just got a big batch from somewhere in the last.
Yeah, we just got 7,000 votes from Macomb.
We got more Macomb. Okay, so let's go over to Macomb County, and this must have been Election Day vote that we got out of Macomb. This was Al Syed-friendly Election Day vote.
Yeah, he wins that one a little bit. There was also a Kent update that he won a little bit more.
Okay, let's go through both of those. So Macomb County, again, big suburban county, more blue-collar suburban county, north of Detroit here. One of those places that Stevens needs to be winning tonight. The vote that's come in, I believe, is the update that just came in was Election Day vote, was very friendly to Al Syed. So Stevens is going to need to do significantly better with what's left here. I do think there's a fair amount of vote by mail that's left here. Adam can check on that. But in the meantime, we had set this up before, what was going on in Kent County, where we are now up, this is Grand Rapids area, we're now up to 2/3 of the vote in Kent. And you can see, if you remember before when you checked in, Stevens was running at about 30. She's moved up to 32. We said there was a lot of vote by mail to come. Two things about that. When you last checked in, she was actually losing the vote by mail. And we said that's catastrophic.
Hey, Lenny.
That vote by mail that we were looking at the last time you checked in was from the city of Grand Rapids. So that's as friendly an area within Kent as Al Syed's going to have. So what happened was we've gotten more vote by mail from outside Grand Rapids, and Stevens has been winning it, although not by landslide margins, okay? Because Al Syed, we showed you, he's winning Election Day votes by landslide margins. So what it's meant is that as more vote has been counted here, it's been friendly. It's not been that.
It's closer to him again.
2 points here, okay? But again, we said
a little more vote come
in a county
in.
like this, she wants to be in the 40s, right? She needs to be in the 40s. So she's got to move up a lot, she's got to move up a lot more. Now, there are still some votes to come here, but that vote by mail right now that we're seeing, at least right now, is not trending necessarily as pro-Stevens as we've seen in some other places and as she would need to reach that number. So that's Kent. And again, in Macomb, her number's right now a bit low right there. Did we find out what that was? But Adam is still working on it. Okay. So again, what that means statewide, 44%, just checking in, 3.5. We did. Again, this means we did get another update that just was favorable to Stevens. Where was that from?
That was from Oakland County. That was another 7,000 votes.
Okay, yeah. So now Oakland, what's been happening here is a lot of this we've seen now is coming in. It's sort of one municipality at a time that's reporting out. That's what you're seeing, and you're getting all types of vote kind of all at once. And now this is two or three municipalities in a row that have reported out here that have been friendly to Stevens. So Stevens' margin now, remember it's been sitting at about 2 points in this county. Now it's ticked up to 4 points with these last two that have come in. So again, that's 5/6 of the vote in Oakland County. Now a 4-point advantage for Stevens. And we said she wants to be in the 50s here, in this county. It's a must-win county for her, certainly, but also a county where I think she needs to have some degree of a pad here. And it's interesting because she's now moved this up to 4 points. Can she move that? Can she move that further? We're trying to figure out what the remaining municipalities are there, and if there's the opportunity for her to do that. Because again, what that did statewide was when you came to me, it had gone up to 4 for Al Sayed. That Oakland update knocks it down to 3.5. And anything else big, significant in the last couple minutes?
No.
Those are the most recent.
Right. I feel really bad. I had a follow-up question for you, but my mouth was stuffed full of fruit snacks, and I wasn't able to speak. So I'm sorry about that, Steve. But you covered it handily.
Get some water. You covered it all. We're going to come back to you in just a few minutes.
Appreciate you. Steve was talking about Michigan 7, and this is such an interesting.
Okay. I want to
fruit snacks.
Check two things. Let me.
We are getting our first results out of Washington. If you want to take a look over there. And yes, we can go through some Oakland if you want to look at those.
We have some Oakland municipalities.
Yeah, so maybe Bloomfield Township.
He's actually texting his partner there.
Okay.
They've been going back and forth.
58% in Bloomfield Township.
Okay.
El Sayed getting 39.
You have 58. Okay, wait, let me write these down. 5839 in Bloomfield Township. We think it's complete.
Yeah. Yes.
And okay, Stevens 5839. The number in Bloomfield Township, there's about 45,000 people here. Okay, so that's bigger than some of these counties that we've been showing you. Okay, so in Bloomfield Township, 5839 is the Stevens number. The number for Whitmer in 2018.
Probably me too, Mox. I'm probably going to have to duck out on this one.
North of Whitmer in this, pretty good-sized township in
Mayor Muhammad, who has to decide whether to eat or pay.
I'm totally into her.
Or when I sit down with seniors in Warren who are anxious.
Big B, he wasn't on air. He was just on with us on YouTube.
Right by them.
And he was texting his numbers dude over there. Like that's how they're sharing notes back and forth.
I held their newborn little girl in my arms. And I listened as they talked to me about how they don't want their child to grow up.
I am so into her.
And as a mom, I can't stop thinking about that conversation, about how every decision we make now will shape the world that their little girl and my little boy and all of our children will grow up in. And in the eyes of that little girl's mom and dad, I
maybe it's Democrat mommy summer.
Simply wanted what every parent wants, a chance for their child to grow up healthy, happy, and safe.
She danced off stage to Nelly Furtado. This is from earlier.
Class public education.
We'll go back to Carnegie Live.
Yeah, El Sayed got 57% here. El Sayed got 57% here in 2018. Okay, the share in 2018 though for Whitmer was 37, and so that speaks.
That's why I'm gonna get me a liberal mommy.
What you just saw there in Ferndale speaks to the intense progressive energy here. Because that's the kind of place you would see it, and how much that is behind El Sayed in this.
El Sayed pulled away a little bit.
Maybe do Independence Township.
Adam, I don't think I have that one either. So
all right.
I apologize. My numbers were incomplete.
I think we are, Southfield, West Bloomfield, Farmington Hills, Troy. Like we're still waiting.
Yeah,
for
Troy, Rochester Hills.
Some of these places that are, bigger municipalities, substantial vote. So
well, thank you for throwing out the gift sub, Big Ben.
Like any indication there?
Rochester Hills, I currently have at her getting 33%. Stevens getting 33%. But we're missing vote there.
But that's okay. I'm almost sure that's early.
Yeah.
Early vote because 57% was never there. Rochester Hills got 80,000 people. It's over in that other congressional district. We
have a few more completed counties.
Yep.
And we also made a...
What are the completed counties? What do we got?
Wexford.
Yeah, our friends up in Wexford.
That's another one.
It's close. I'm close. Where is it? It's one of these.
Thread, did I tell you good evening?
Okay. Wexford. We started this one. We were at 10%. What do we got?
Completed county.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm waiting for you. Okay. I'm lost in my own head there. 60% was the Whitmer number here. 53 was the Biden number. 33 was the Clinton number. So she lands just a little bit south of it right there. What I want to figure out here, with a quarter of the vote in Wayne County, has anything else come in from Detroit?
We've been getting a couple more batches out of Wayne County. I'm trying to see maybe the latest from Detroit.
And I want to, keep going. I want to find something on here.
In my current tally, I have about 10,000 election day votes out of Detroit.
You have 10,000 election day votes, and how are they breaking?
54 for Stevens, 43 for El Sayed.
Oh, wow. So, okay, hold on. And we had the vote by mail went 76-22.
72-23.
We had that initial batch. I thought it was 70. Okay, but
yeah, maybe they're or wading into some different sourcing territory, and maybe some of the votes are uneven here.
Okay, but we think we got the vote by mail for Detroit.
We got that pre-process absentee mail vote. There could be additional mail vote that gets reported in.
Okay, I am just, it's on this destroyed paper. That's why I'm looking through my phone right here. Okay. I have a Detroit number I'm trying to get. And so if you bear with me, let me, I want to.
I'm not going to make it.
Yes. Okay. Hang on a second. Give me a second.
I was going to send you the status quo. They're at the Al Sayed watch party.
How many?
They're having issues.
Here's what I'm trying to figure out. What is the expected vote in Wayne County right now?
The total expected vote is 304.
Okay. 304 is the Wayne County expected result.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm trying to just, oh, for goodness sake, click the wrong thing. Bear with me, folks. I'm sorry. I had this on a piece of paper that was destroyed in an unfortunate accident here.
I'm going to send you over to Gust.
32, 38, 304. Okay, so that's...
Oh, no, I can't do an all-nighter. There's no way. Light one up, tip one back.